Hey folks, AJ the CEO here, and in this video, we're going to walk through the basics on how to live stream with Facebook. So let's go. Hey folks, AJ the CEO here. If this is your first time stopping by the channel, thanks for stopping by. And on this channel, we focus on tips, training, strategies, reviews, and builds to help modernize your media ministry. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. And if you like what we're doing here, consider becoming a patron or a YouTube member by clicking one of the links down below. So Facebook has made a couple of changes, and I wanted to do an updated walkthrough on what you need to do to live stream with Facebook. I had a bunch of clients asking me about this, and hey, why not just document it for anybody else to use? So let's go ahead and cut over to Facebook. All right, folks, I am here on my church's page, and I want to walk you through how simple it is to live stream. Now, be mindful, there are two ways that you can live stream. You can live stream instantly, or you can live stream scheduling an event. Last time I checked, when you try to schedule an event, you're limited on how many days out in advance you can do a live stream. So I want you to remember that, and I will call those items out and the differences between both. So I am on our church's page. You can do this on your personal page, your business page, church page, or group. All of these rules apply. You might need to be mindful of the audience that you're going to. So the first thing we're going to do is come here to create and go to live. Now, obviously, some things are going to be blurred out for security purposes, but all of this is going to be the same here. So the first thing you're going to you have three options here at the top when you get started. You can use a streaming key. You can use your camera, which is going to connect to any device that you have connected to the computer that you're going to. All right. This would be a webcam. This would be some type of capture card. If you're using any of the ATEM Mini products, it will show up right here. Camera is using a camera physically connected to the computer that you're on, and the browser, whether it be Chrome, Edge, Firefox, Mozilla, Safari, whatever you're using, is going to talk. Facebook's webpage is going to talk to the camera connected to your computer to live stream. That's what this one is. That is the easiest, but sometimes that is the most problematic. You don't have a lot of control on your settings and stuff like that. Now, you also have use paired encoder. There are other steps to do that. I'm not going to really go through that. I'm just going to focus on using the stream key and using the camera. So right now, if I go to the camera, it would pick up any camera that's connected to my system. So let me go ahead and grab a webcam because I am using my ATEM switcher right now to record this. All right, so now as you can see, now that I've connected another device and I have my ATEM working now, you'll see when I use camera, it's going to pick up every device that is connected to my computer. So I'm going to go ahead and use this USB capture device that I have over here. And as you can see, my camera is pulling up, and it's just going, Facebook, the web browser, is just going to talk to this camera directly, and we go live stream. Now, make sure you pick your audio. You have to pick your video and your audio. So from this one, if I was using this one that has a mic on it, which it does not, I would pick that same device. So I would just say digital interface. The naming may be different, but that's the audio that would come from here. So all I would do now that I have this done, I would come over here to the left, give it a title, and I would say test live stream. And then give it a description. Hey, join us online for this test. Something like that. All right. And now you also have to pick your audience. Normally, you will want this to be public, but say you're doing a church meeting and you only want it for members only that are a part of the group who are on your Facebook group. You can change that here. You can put an age description if you wanted to, minimum age. You can restrict it to which locations you want it to be, countries, cities, all this other stuff. But I'm going to keep mine as public, but just know you have that option. All right. Now, the other thing, if you are a admin and you want to test, you will have an option here that says publish as a test broadcast. And by doing this, you or anybody who is an admin or an editor will be the only ones who will see this. So I'm going to drop my title and everything. Let's do that again. Test live stream. Join us for this test. All right. So we need to go back to our camera, and we are back to my camera over here. Let's reset our audio here. And as you can see, now we can start a test. We start streaming. 3, 2, 1. Boom. We are streaming, going directly from the browser on your computer to the camera directly. That's all you got to do. So if you have some type of device and that's how you want to stream, hey, makes it really, really, really easy, because there's no settings or nothing like that. But realize when you go through this way, if you want to have a higher picture quality and stuff like that, you are at the discretion of Facebook for that. All right. So let's go ahead and stop that. That is using the camera option going directly. So I'm just going to keep this here. I'm going to be the only one who's able to see it. So that's fine. Let's go all the way back. And this time we are going to use a browser. I want to make sure I'm the only one who can see it. See, as it says right here, only admins and editors will be able to see it. So boom, we're good. All right. And let me show you and prove that to you. If we open up an incognito window here, as you can see, that post is completely invisible. And of course, it's asking me to log in, but the last live stream was from Sunday. All right. So again, it shows that only admins and editors can see it. That's a good way for you to test. Now let's do this again, but we're going to use our streaming key. Now I'm going to leverage my ATEM, but I will show you how to do this with OBS or any other streaming software. I only have OBS installed on my computer, but honestly, it's the exact same for every other device that you use. All right. So let me go ahead and get my other devices set up here. So we get our image and pictures and all that other good stuff here. All right. So now we do the exact same thing, but you're using the streaming key. A streaming key is nothing but a key that authenticates you from everybody else who's going to be live streaming. All right. So we're going to go and do this all over again. We are going to do another test, and I'm not going to put the information in. That way we can go through this again. We're going to say test live stream 2, give it a title, give it a description, join us again online for a test. All right, so we have our stream key, and of course I have this blurred out on purpose because this key authenticates you. Now, one thing I would say, and I highly recommend, and Facebook did recently make this change, this is what threw off a lot of people, is check off use a persistent key. A persistent key will mean that this key does not change unless something serious happens, like on Facebook's side. So I believe Facebook did an update because now all their stream keys start with FB. It never used to do that. So what we're going to do is copy that code. I'm going to come over here to OBS, and let me make sure my camera is up so y'all can see. And there we go. All right, so what we're going to do now is come over here to settings, stream, select our service, which is Facebook Live. And this is a popular one, so you don't have to put the server URL. We just pick Facebook Live. We have our stream key, and we're going to paste it. All right, now, one thing, if you're using OBS, they have this new option that says ignore streaming service recommendations. Facebook selectively allows people to go to 1080p, but the majority are 720p. So I have mine saying ignore it so I can push it at the highest resolution. That is just my preference. You don't have to do that because Facebook will tell you it's too high. But anyway, that's all we got to do. We hit OK. We're linked up. And now we're just going to start streaming. Now, if we come back over here to Facebook, you'll see right here at the bottom, now we have video. So we are live. So Hello, peace. You see my ashy elbow. Let's see that pick up. There you go. It's a little bit behind. All right. So we check off everything else. We're good to go. And then we're going to start our test. And again, this is still going to just admins and editors, so no one else is going to see this. So this is me going through streaming software using a streaming key to live stream. So we're still good. Now, doing software like this gives us more options. Like I said, we have a choice of 720p, 1080p. Even if Facebook doesn't like it, we can still send it to them. That is your choice. I can crank up how much the quality of the video as much as I want that my internet can handle. You get a whole lot more features with this. And as well, when you introduce software, now you can start adding other fun things. If you want to come over here, and I'm adding a flyer here, which you'll see here in a second. If I was playing it live, you would see it. I can bring that up and do all the other fancy stuff that you can do with streaming software outside of just having to be confined to the functions that Facebook gives you. All right. So let's go ahead and stop that. I ended it here, and then I'm going to end it in my streaming software. Now, that was doing an instant live stream. I just went there and I started live streaming instantly. Let's go back again. Go back to our page. We're going to do live again, but this time we're going to schedule. I'm only going to do it with the streaming software because it's exactly the same. What we can do now, see, that's go live now. That's what we just did. We want to come down to schedule a live event. What's the beauty of this? This way you can tell everybody we're going to be live streaming next Sunday, next Saturday, whatever the event is you want to, and they will get a notification to say that your ministry, your page, whatever is scheduled to live stream on this day, this time. That's the benefit of it, and it kind of gets you out of the way. So I'm gonna show you some of the benefits of this. So let's go here, and you got to go through all these steps here. So let's give it a name: Test Live Stream 3. You set your date. Now, this is what's important with scheduling an event in Facebook, a live stream. You can only go but so many days out. Well, let me stand corrected. It looks like they actually changed that. Interesting. It used to be that you could only schedule it 7 days out, but it looks like maybe this update that they did recently kind of changed that. So, oh well, that's interesting. So let's say we're going to schedule this out for Saturday at, 2 a.m. Let's give it a description as well. Testing again. All right. Now you can have your audience settings just like we did before. You can put a fundraiser to it if you want to. I don't want to do that, but that is your choice. So if you want to have a fundraising event, you have an option to do that. You can set a price. If it was a paid event, there are other steps for that. So you might not even see that if you haven't been given an option to set that up. So please ignore. I do have the option to do that. All right, let's go to next. And we can change our cover image here, put whatever here if you want. And let's do create an event. And I'm going to go ahead and delete this because it is public. When you're scheduling something like this, you can't make it private. So I'm going to have to delete this very quickly so that nobody in my church is wondering what's going on. All right, let's create it. All right, so we get this, and anybody who liked our page got a notification that we're going to be live streaming July 3rd at 2 a.m. Hopefully they will ignore that, and my phone is probably going to go off here in a little bit. All right, so now that we got the event set up, we have a new pop-up here that says set up the live video. So let's go. And I may have confused a part with what I just said earlier about scheduling. You can make an event farther out, but I'm wondering if it will let me do the live video that far out. But anyway, let's go to set up live video. And it's the exact same thing that we did before, but it's now linked under this event. All right. You can pick your camera. You can use your streaming key. That's what we're going to do. And again, persistent key is checked. So our key that we already put in OBS has not changed. All right. So we'll give this a title, testing again, 3. I am only testing our live stream. Please ignore. All right. Now, because we are scheduling this out, you cannot set this up as a test broadcast because you're scheduling this out. You wouldn't want to schedule out something like that out in the future. If you're doing a test, just do it instantly. So those are the differences there. All right. And there's my phone starting to go off. All right. So that's pretty much it. But let's go over some other options that you might not be aware of. So we have live events. Like I said, everybody doesn't get that. You can turn on this live tab. So there is a tab on your group or page that people can go directly to live stream. To see your live stream makes it really easy. Let's go to our settings. If we go to stream, this is one thing that you might want to play around with. If you have bad internet, you might want to turn this off. This means that if Facebook loses a connection to your live stream, it will end the stream, which isn't a bad thing. It just means that if you lose a connection, you have to set up a whole nother live stream, which will be a completely different link, everything for anybody who's watching. So be mindful of that. So if you have spotty internet, turn this off and Facebook will just wait for another connection if you lose a connection. So that's your option with that. Streaming latency, I like to leave it on auto, but it's your choice. Read through them. You can, whichever one is your case, pick what's appropriate for you. All right. If you wanted to embed this video from Facebook into your website, you would check this off, copy this code, and give it to your webmaster or whatever and put it on your page. Very simple. If you were doing 360 or 180 video, you can check that off. Now, another option that we used to do pre-COVID is we would live stream, but once the live stream is over, we would unpublish the video because we took the video, edited it, and then upload it. That is your option. So the idea is if you want to watch it live, you have to watch it live. If you don't catch it live, you're going to get a edited version. That's why we did it. But that is your choice to turn that on. We have that off right now. So anybody can go back and watch them anytime in its entirety. Going to viewing. Do you want to allow people to rewind? That is your choice. Turn on auto-generated captions. That sounds cool, but sometimes they don't get the wording right. So that's why I keep mine off. But y'all can play around with that if you want to. And then you have another option, allow viewers to contact you directly outside of chat. We have that off because we just don't have anybody constantly monitoring this. But if you do, this will be a good way for people to contact you directly instead of spamming in the comments if the audio is low or something like that. That is your choice. All right. You also have some settings for comments. Do you want to allow anybody to comment? Do you only want followers to do it? Do you want it to be slow, meaning that when somebody leaves a comment, they can only leave a comment every 10 seconds? Do you want to restrict how many characters people can type? Do you want to restrict who can even post if they've made an account less than 2 weeks, or if they've only been following you for less than 15 minutes? That is your choice. You can put badges. So if anybody is a host, it will mark them off so they'll know that, oh, this is somebody who is behind the scenes that can help. That is your choice. And then you also have quick comments to make it easier for people. It will give them suggestions as they can just tap something and post. That's applicable to any of the other stuff that you do. All right. And there's another notification. So I need to hurry up and finish this up so people can stop contacting me about it. All right. So outside of that, that is it. That is how simple this is to live stream. So hopefully that helps. Please, I will have timestamps below so you can always jump to it. Just realize if you miss, other thing I did not mention is when you're scheduling an event. So we had this event scheduled for 2 a.m. When you schedule an event, You can start live streaming before then, but what Facebook is going to do is make your video finally available at the time that you pick. So for example, we would say that we're going to live stream at 10 a.m. on Sundays. We can come in and start our OBS or our streaming software at 9:50, and no one would see anything until Facebook flips the switch for everybody at 10. That's the beauty of scheduling this stuff out. Be mindful. If you have something scheduled at a time and you do not start, it doesn't notice a stream within 60 seconds of that time, it will cancel your live streaming event and you have to schedule it again, or you have to do it instantly. So you would have to go through all those steps all over again. And really, you can't schedule it because scheduling won't let you schedule something within 15 minutes. You would have to do something live. So that gives you the beauty of it. Scheduling it will allow it to go live at that certain time, so you can start streaming from your software at any time you want to. And once it hits that time, Facebook is just going to present your video to everybody. Or if you just go instantly live, it will go instantly live. So hopefully that helps. If you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments. I do my best to read all the comments, but we're getting a lot of folks here leaving comments here. So give me some time to get through it. So either me or D or anybody like that will try and get back to you as fast as we possibly can. And if you have any other questions, please know that you can email me at questions@ajhomes.com and give us 48 to 72 hours to get back to you. And we will try and help you as best as we can, folks. So if you like this type of content, I appreciate a like, consider subscribing, and hit that bell. That way you get notified when we come out with other videos to help modernize your media ministry. I want to thank the patrons and the YouTube members for making this video possible. Their names on the screen. And just remember, folks, you too can become a patron for as little as $1 a month, or you can become a YouTube member by clicking the join button below. No matter which way you pick, you are helping us train media ministries all over the world. Thanks for watching, folks. This is AJ, and we will see you on the next video. Later.